Welcome back, Moses Hershko Development, MHD Capital. We are back in Florida, South Florida, Miami Beach. We actually going to see a few investments opportunities today for MHD Capital. So I want to check some locations. We are in Miami Beach, right? Noble Road is just one of the premier locations. And that's kind of part of what they call the billionaire's row, you know, of the residential kind of properties, because you have the bay view. You get like kind of the Star Island, you know, you can see the downtown from your property. But just being on that bay is just incredible. You could have buy a property over here for, you know, under $1 million, just before COVID, and now the same $1 million property probably, you know, it's going to be $4 or $5 million same property. So I personally, when I'm looking for deals, I don't rely personally on, you know, real estate agents. I get a lot of deals coming, you know, offered to me by brokers and agents. But I actually like to find my own investment opportunities, obviously because I know the markets that I'm interested in very well. So I like to find my own opportunities, and then I contact the agents that represent those properties and try to initiate the conversation. So most of the time, you know, I'm doing my due diligence in the markets that I love. I see a lot of deals and they don't make sense. You know, they don't make sense for, you know, the seller expectations and for the location. And as an investor, as a developer, we have to buy the property in the right number. You know, overpaying for the property is not going to give us our goal. So the bottom line, you know, if you are a real estate agent or if you are an investor, you want to make sure that you understand what is your goal for that property. If the goal is to live in the property, if you are a buyer that wants to live in it, it's completely different analyze than an investor, for example, that wants to buy it to improve it and sell it. Obviously, we like to see everything as an investment, even if you're going to live in the property, right? Even when I buy something for myself, you know, or if I advise my clients, I want to make sure that they, you know, gonna do it in the right way, where in the next 5 to 10 years the property is actually gonna give them the investment back or even appreciate in value, right? For example, you see, that's what I'm saying about the market. You have to be careful. This property right here, they bought it in 2020 for 16 million. They tried to flip it for 28 million. If you are someone that's going to build it for yourself to live in it, that might be a nice property, that might be a nice opportunity. But for someone like me that wants to develop it and sell it, it's too expensive. So let's say if I want to put an offer, I would have to come down maybe to 18, maybe to 20, so I can build it and sell it for, you know, a decent profit. So if you know, plan correctly and you know the numbers and you understand the market, obviously in front of us there is another property that's probably you know, worth 40 to 50 million dollar range. So again, you have to make sure that you're getting into those opportunities. But also right now I'm in the location, I'm looking at the deals, I see if I feel it, because in the end of the day, even if the number works, even if I know exactly what to do with it, even if I have the experience, even if I have the right team in place, you still need to feel it. You need to feel like it's a good opportunity. So if I'm building this property and I want to sell it for 15 to 20 million dollars, I'm going to buy it for $3 million, let's say. You know, I'm going to put another $1,000 a foot to create something special. Then, you know, we're going to have to sell it for, you know, 10 to 15 million dollar range. And the question is, who's the buyer? So who's the buyer is going to pay 10 to 15 million dollar, you know, on that specific property? If I feel I can do it, if I feel it's something, you know, that makes sense. Again, we are focusing on the 1%. We are focusing on very luxury type of properties, and I don't feel like I can come in and put a lot of emphasis on those two properties. So I'm going to keep looking for something that makes more sense for me to create something special that I can feel proud on, that I can feel like there is a great opportunity. So we're going to keep looking. We're going to pass by from David Beckham's house, the new one that he just paid 80 million bucks, which it's very close by. And we're going to see if we feel differently about the street, because I feel like, you know, that kind of, you know, thread on North Bay Road, maybe I don't feel like it's kind of the perfect street for us to be, you know, for the location I'm looking for. So we're going to keep looking. We're going to kind of look and see if we feel differently about where David Beckham just bought their house. You know, it feels like there is more activity for some reason. So, and they're building another one right now. They're just finishing. Just the fact that a celebrity in that caliber is buying into this location, it's just showing you a lot. It just tells you a lot about, you know, kind of the whole aura on, you know, on the, you know, on the street and the potential, you know, in the environment. There is another one for sale, also clean. This one actually looks really nice. You know, if you kind of browse around, you know, Miami or South Florida, I mean, there is always like different opportunities in different markets, right? You have, you know, even now you're about Fort Lauderdale, and you're about all kind of different locations. But for me, I'm always looking, you know, for opportunities that, you know, can influence the 1%, right? If you are into luxury development, which that's exactly what we focus on, then you want to look for those unique locations. The North Bay Road specifically, or Golden Beach. Now, you know, now we're hearing about West Palm Beach, which I want to go and check as well. But there is some location that's going to be more appealing for, you know, the 1%, right? So when you are, you know, designing and building very luxury type of properties, you want to appeal for the 1%. And that's what you see a lot of mega wealthy individuals that buy into those locations. That's exactly our focus. So again, we talked about understanding your goals. What are you looking for? And, you know, again, designing and building and buying into something that makes sense and complement those goals. And that's exactly what we focus on. So, you know, looking at those locations, there is different proximity, obviously, between the Bayview to the properties behind it. But again, there is value in it, right? So we just toured some of those streets, and we've seen some properties that's actually for sale on the other side. They don't get any Bayview, but they are still very good investments because the price compared to the front, it's you know, it's very well. So again, buying, again, you know, regardless of the situation, regardless of the fact that you might sell it for, you know, a very wealthy client, right? You still want to kind of follow the formula and make sure you're buying into those things in the right price and doing the right things with the property, right?